Start making your best lightsaber sound and grab your laser guns. We're drawing lasers and lightsabers. Hello there, my name is Philip and welcome to Totally Amazing. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a lightsaber easy and how to draw a blaster gun easy, and we might even draw Luke Skywalker in the hallway from the Mandalorian. How cool is that? So for today you're going to need a pencil, a rubber, a marker, a ruler, and we're going to need some markers, some pencils, and a sharpener wouldn't go astray either. For my markers today, I'm going to be using my Ohuhu markers. They're great. We've got them recently. They have a pointy tip on one end and a brush on the other. I love the brush. It's awesome. They also come with these little swatches that you can color in so you know what colors what. They're really cool. And very importantly, they come with this plastic sleeve which you can put underneath your artwork to protect the paper underneath or the table, whatever you're drawing on. These things are great. So that's the Ohuhu markers. Oh, and they're also very affordable. Check them out. And we're going to be using pencils today, and I'm going to be using my Prismacolor Premier range. Oh man, these things, they just ooze color out of them. I've never really used them before, and this is a brand new thing for me, and I'm stunned at how quickly the color comes out of them. It's amazing. So they're the Prismacolors Premier range, which I'll be using today. All the things that I'm using today, there'll be a link in the description, so check them out. Also, I'm going to be putting up here all the colors and pencils that I'm using when I'm using them. So before we get started, I thought I'd better give you the hot tip on what to think about when you're drawing lasers and lightsabers. Ready for it? Ready for it? Now this is for when you're drawing them. Lasers are white. It's just the edges that have color. I know what you're thinking, what? But bear that in mind when you're drawing them, it'll make a lot more sense as we go along. So let's get down to it, shall we? So to start off with, when drawing a blaster or a laser gun, I'm going to put a little point over here. This is going to be my vanishing point. And what we're going to do over here is draw our laser gun using basic geometric shapes like cylinders, boxes, that sort of thing. And we're going to use the vanishing point over here as a point of reference. So I'm going to get my ruler and I'm just going to put in a couple of little light lines like this to help give me an idea of dimensions. So I'm going to put in a box over here first. So it's going to follow along the lines of my vanishing point line. So that's the first part. And then I'm going to put a little extra bit underneath. So I've got another box happening over here, and I'm going to bring this line, sort of imagine it's going to go to that point there. So I'm going to put a little bit at the bottom, bring that up, and just curve that on either side. So there's the front of the gun. Now I'm going to put in, like I said, a cylinder. So I'm going to put a round edge here and a round edge over here and bring those in. Now let's put in some embellishments to make the shape a little bit more interesting. Make it look more like a blaster. I'm going to have a edge on the top here for the sights. And let's put in some curve in here. So this, I'll just put in some little dots to make that look a bit cooler. Now this is the edge of our blaster, so I'm going to put a circle on the edge here. And bearing in mind, if you want to, I'll do this properly. Following your vanishing point, I'm going to put in a little mark there and down at the bottom here, doing the same. There's my vanishing point again. And on the bottom of the circle, there it is again. So those lines will be in sync with the rest of the gun. And bring that up. So there's our edge. I'm just going to curve that off a little bit by pointing the edge. And there we go. So we've got the front of the gun. I'm just going to put a little bit of an extra embellishment down here. So like a sort of U shape upside down, or an N shape. Well, it's an N. It's an N. And there's some more N's here for the grip. So now I'm going to put in a few more extra blocks up here, bearing in mind where my point is so I can keep my lines aligned. So I've got a box there, and then I'm going to have another box up here, bring that one down, and now I'm going to put a cylinder up here. So I'm going to get my ruler again, put a line here for the top of the cylinder, so that's giving me some guides. And I'm going to put a circle there and a big curve up here, and that's going to taper down and follow along. Again, I'm going to get my ruler and find my point and bring that. So I've got the edge of the tapering here and the top of the sight there. Bring that up, and there, that's all nice and aligned. I'm going to have a bit of a stock for the shoulder to lean into. So there's our basic laser gun. So now what we're going to do, we're going to draw our laser effect, but we're not going to use our pencil. So what we're going to need is our marker. So I'm going to use my red marker here for a red laser bolt. Looking at the edge of our gun here, I'm going to put in some jagged lines like this, just for the explosion from the end of the muzzle. So I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to put it on my vanishing point, and I'm going to line it up with the edge of the muzzle again. Now I'm going to bring my line straight out. I'm going to do the same on the other side, but this time it's from the bottom. So I'm going to go, where's my vanishing point there? Line it up with the bottom of my muzzle and then bring it out. Now you'll notice that the lines, they sort of look straight, but they're actually splaying out just a little bit. It helps to make it look like it's heading in the one direction, which is good. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to curve off the edge, put a little bit of extra colour around like so, just at the edges, just to fill off the explosion a bit. Okay, and I'm going to come around the edge to seal it off around the muzzle. Now what we're going to do, we're going to grab our red pencil and we're just going to put some gentle little markings around the laser. So some nice, just go into like a circular shape. It gives it like a nice little halo to help sell the laser effect. So this is a blast that's coming straight out of the gun, so it's going to be predominantly thicker. Whereas if it was just a blast coming off, which we will do later, I'll show you, it'll come off to a point, it'll taper, sort of like an extended tear. So there is our laser blast coming out of our blaster. Okay, so now let's do something a little bit more fun. Let's draw Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Hey, yeah, you were waiting for that, weren't you? Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We want to start off with the cylinder. So I'm gonna put in a cylinder like around here. So it's a circle, bring it down, put a curve on the edge, and bring the line down at the base. So that's our cylinder shape. Now what we want to do, we want to break into thirds. So 1 and 2. So 1, 2, 3 parts of the lightsaber. Okay, so starting off from the top, what we're going to do, we're going to taper in the edge to give it the emitter, curve that off. And now we're going to bring a line down and then put another edge of it. So it's sort of like an oval here. And there's a little oval there. And now we're going to put in another curve here, make another oval. So that's the top of the lightsaber. Now over here we're going to put in little curves on the side, and then we're going to bring them around. So you've got 2 lines close together and then a gap, 2 lines close together and then another gap. So that's for the handle bit. Now the back here, it's actually basically left pretty much the way it is, but we've got to extend it a little bit at the base. So you just want to kick out to the sides, come around at the bottom and bring it back up. So there's the basic shape of Luke's lightsaber, but we also need to put in a button so it can start and stop. So just put in a little rectangle at the top there. So again, now we're going to get our green, because Luke has a green lightsaber, green marker, and this time we're going to make sure that our lightsaber is in line, well the blade is in line with the hilt. So I'm going to go like that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little line roughly just over here. I'm not going to draw it, that's just a reference for how long the blade's going to be. I'm going to check it out. Yep, I like the length of that. So I'm going to go again in line with my hilt. I'm going to get my marker, find the edge of my blade where the emitter is, and just go straight up like that. And now on the other side, in line with my blade again, with my hilt, sorry, and then the line comes out again. And there is the basic length of our lightsaber, and I just curve it off on the top there, like before. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a bulk at the base here, curve it around, just so that this is where the main part of the power is coming from. And again, we grab our pencil and we put just a bit of a halo around it to help sell the lighting effect. So now I'm going to ink my blast and my lightsaber, so I'm getting my marker, but I need to make sure that I don't go over the parts that I've actually already put the color in, for the red or the green. So what if your lightsaber is deflecting a blast? Well, let's do that, shall we? What we do, we get our red, and we basically draw a tick. So we've got a tick coming to the side here, to the edge of where the green starts, and then it comes up. And we do the same again, but we're starting from the same point, but we're going to edge out over here too, so it's going to splay at the edge. Just like that. And we curve it off at the edge. I'm going to put a little bit of extra red at the base here. And now what we do, we grab a yellow And we're going to put a bit of yellow where the contact is for the bolt on the lightsaber. And then we grab our red and fill in a bit of the halo around the red. Just like this, we see that the bolt is a little bit of a glow, so it looks a bit more lighter now. And we can just spread a bit more of the pencil backwards, so it looks like that's where the direction it was coming from. So now it looks like the bolt's hit and it's been splayed off by the lightsaber. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, so now for a little bit more fun. We know how to draw a laser. We know how to draw a lightsaber. Let's draw the master himself wielding it in the hallway. Luke Skywalker. As we're going along, some of you may be wondering, why is Luke Skywalker's lightsaber green? Well, story-wise, they say that a green lightsaber Jedi is someone who's very in control with the Force. They're very good with the Force. Whereas a blue lightsaber Jedi is someone who's very skilled with their lightsaber and prefer to use the lightsaber. So there's a bit of green and blue philosophy for you. But actually the real reason is, in Return of the Jedi, when Luke was in the desert, the blue background from the sky was very, very bright. So they wanted a different color to contrast that so you could clearly see what the lightsaber color was. So they thought, well, Luke has a new lightsaber, Luke has a new color. Luke's lightsaber is now green. And that's the actual reason why Luke has a green lightsaber. And there you have it, Luke Skywalker from his infamous hallway scene from The Mandalorian. So there you go, guys, tips on how to draw lasers and lightsabers. So remember, the laser is white. It's just the edges that have color. And then you can draw your lasers and lightsabers whatever color and however you want. So I hope you found that interesting and insightful. If you did, like, subscribe and ring that bell button so you can get notified as soon as the next exciting adventure of Totally Amazing comes out. If you want to see more magical lighting effects, I have my own comic. It's called Antispire, and in it there is so many magical effects and lots of casting the enchanted swords on all that. So if you want to check out more magical and lighting laser stuff, there's a link in my description for you to check out for Antispire. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me here on drawing lasers and lightsaber effects, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Ohuhu. Bear that in mind as we go along. Ohuhu. Yeah. So there you have a blaster blasting and a lightsaber lightsabering, I guess. This, just bear with me, I'm just resetting because they're below the I know what I did wrong. They're below the roof. Or they're above the roof or below the floor. That's not what we want. Third time lucky. That's right. That's right. Skywalker from his infamous. Ohuhu. Yeah. And there you have it, Luke Skywalker from his infamous. Ohuhu. Yeah. Maybe I'll get it one day. Ohuhu.